For most of the 20th century, we imagined the world divided by formal ideologies. It was a contest of systems: liberal democracy versus authoritarianism, capitalism versus communism. The central question was simply who controlled the state. We historically assumed that state control arrives through visible force: marching boots, charismatic dictators, or public declarations of ideological conformity. But 21st century management is becoming subtle and administrative. It is embedding itself into the invisible infrastructures of finance, logistics, and policing. Control today doesn't arrive through a manifesto. It arrives through a dashboard. This creates a new global divide: managed societies that seek behavioral coordination through digital optimization, and friction societies that protect human unpredictability to preserve pluralism. Modern states have historically attempted to make their populations legible. By using censuses, maths, and standard categories, they simplified complex human realities into something a bureaucracy could actually track and manage. Artificial intelligence extends this logic into real-time behavioral analysis. Recommendation systems and biometric identification don't just observe, they shape visibility and access. This automation is now critical infrastructure, determining creditworthiness, assessing risk, and filtering public information. Contemporary governments increasingly rely on technical infrastructures they do not own or fully understand. Private cloud providers, semiconductor supply chains, and AI laboratories have become essential to the basic functioning of modern governance. While industrial societies relied on corporations for material production, digital societies rely on these technological ecosystems for cognition itself. Institutions are no longer just using tools, they are interpreting reality through machine-mediated frameworks. Most of us do not experience this algorithmic governance as a form of state oppression. As Shoshana Zuboff points out, modern digital economies depend on the extraction of behavioral data, yet our participation is largely voluntary. We participate because these systems deliver genuine utility. We are rarely forced into digital identity systems. Instead, we are incentivized by the promise of a frictionless life. Automated recommendations reduce decision fatigue. Navigation apps provide immediate clarity. The smartphone enabling location tracking is the same device providing banking, entertainment, and social belonging. The managed society secures its durability through utility. It normalizes a state of dependency where institutional reliance on opaque computational systems feels like a comfortable exchange for administrative efficiency. Friction societies operate on a different philosophy. They preserve institutional redundancy, decentralized authority, and procedural slowness because these very inefficiencies limit the concentration of power. Friedrich Hayek argued that decentralized societies are better at preserving distributed knowledge than centralized planning systems, which can never fully process local human complexity. Liberal democracies have historically depended on these deliberate frictions, such as judicial review, systems of federalism, and public deliberation. These mechanisms slow down decision-making to distribute authority across multiple human hands. From the perspective of technological optimization, this democratic friction appears to be a technical error. Machine learning systems function most efficiently when a population is measurable, categorizable, and behaviorally legible. In this model, inefficiency is not a flaw to be eliminated. It is a foundational democratic necessity designed to preserve human discretion in an age of automated compliance. The way these two models impact the world varies significantly based on a nation's existing institutional strength and density. In high-density developing societies, extreme friction often manifests as infrastructural inefficiency and weak institutional capacity. In these environments, the chaos of the unmanaged can act as a massive obstacle to national progress. These societies may initially derive stability and welfare gains from centralized algorithmic management. In the short term, coordination through AI can compensate for an absence of reliable local administration. Conversely, advanced high-capacity democracies are rapidly surrendering their traditional safeguards. These nations are moving toward a managed model that prioritizes predictive certainty over the institutional plurality they once protected. The developing world is currently trapped by excessive friction, while the advanced world is fast becoming a managed society, systematically removing the very inefficiencies that ensure its liberty. The ultimate danger is not that AI becomes malevolent, but that we become comfortable surrendering our political agency. When we optimize for efficiency alone, we risk the silent atrophy of human institutional judgment. As institutions begin to interpret social reality strictly through opaque computational frameworks, we lose the ability to govern ourselves independently of the machine. We are left with a fundamental choice: whether the preservation of human liberty is worth the inherent necessary inconvenience of a friction society.